welcome to the weekend video, and it's Saturday the 1st of August. I'm starting with Bitcoin this morning. Let's try and get rid of this thing which needs to determine it. Yes, okay. From the low, which I counted around 9,130, it wasn't actually the low, but it was the low of that particular correction, I believe. We saw 5 waves up as a 1, I believe, 2, then a sharp third above 11,000 to this peak here. We then saw a fairly complex correction. I'm not quite sure, just an ABC, I guess. And we're now seeing what I think is probably a 5th wave. So we've got a 1, 2, possible 3. I think there's more to come, but it may be that the correction is not now too far away. I mean, of course, I could be mistaken. It could be that it's actually all part of 3, so that it could be a 1, a 2, and then a 1, 2, 3 of 3. And we are now in that area above 10,000 where, you know, we could just see the thing shoot ahead, I think. So it needs watching carefully, I would suggest. But I say there is this potential for a correction. I mean, there always are corrections, of course. I mean, this was 800 points or so, $800. But still looking good. We're seeing what I was hoping to see, as it were. Yeah, I think this is going to continue. I think we're going to see it take out 20,000. I think 40,000 is likely. And I think 100,000 is certainly attainable, especially with all the depreciation of the currencies, inflation, etc., money printing. So I think 100,000 will be seen. People say 1 million. I mean, the money printing had to be extreme. Some people reckon the dollar can't fall, that there's no way the dollar is going to collapse. Others are convinced it will collapse. So interesting to see what happens. I suspect if you print money the way they are, that there is no way out. Eventually it will collapse. I mean, I guess the Romans thought that their currency couldn't collapse, but it did take about 500 years, I think. But then the US has been going for a long time as well, so I don't know. Anyway, let's not worry about that too much. It probably may not even affect us. It might be 100 years in the future, but anyway, in the shorter term, I think 20,000 is going to be seen this year. Where are we? Yes, this year, possibly early next year, and I think 40,000 will probably be attainable next year. Anyway, we'll just look at world markets quickly, because there's one point I want to make here is that they are long. Currently, I'm long in my positions of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Neo, Zcash, Link. So I'm trading cryptocurrencies through world markets. I've been saying that this is uncertain because of the lack of regulation. I think lack of named individuals. There are addresses, in fact. I mean, perhaps somebody ought to go to one of the addresses. The one in Switzerland certainly may be worth visiting, I suppose. I put in 8,000, taken out 1,500 so far, so my stake is $5,500. I've got about $13,000 in there, so that's how it's looking. Performance is incredible, about 30% a month. It also occurs to me that, you know, if they've got a lot of clients, which they probably have, I suspect, because, you know, these returns are exceptional in the too good to be true category, that they've got a load of money which they're trading, and they're trading it very successfully, and the trades stack up. You know, I've been monitoring a number of trades. Every trade I've checked out makes sense, so there'd be a profit or a loss. Then they are making a bit of a fortune every month just by trading this money. So if that's the case, why would they actually stop doing it? I mean, 20% of a whole load of money is still a whole load of money. So that is reassuring to an extent. I don't see why they'd ever stop doing that if that's what they're actually doing. And okay, there may be some visibility issues, but I mean, certainly if I had millions of pounds, I was trading and making 20% a month, I'd be quite content with that. Anyway, I still can't really recommend it as such, but for those of you who have an appetite for risk, it's certainly worth looking at, I would say. So let's just press pause. Alright, Ethereum, well, there's a possible 5 up to here. Discussed that before. Possible very shallow ABC, and here we go again. 1, 2, 3. So possibly a 4 and a 5. Actually, it could be complete, couldn't it? 1, 2, 3. Start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, this will all be part of a 3, so same basic situations, but certainly, I mean, since the $80 low in March, we're now up 300%. Is that right? 160? No, more than 300%, about 350%. So looking pretty good on Ethereum as well. All right, gold from this low here, which I counted the 2 of a 3 of a 3. 5 goes up, ABC, off we go again. I think this is a third of a third of a third, so could just keep going. It seems to be striking off the correction, but isn't out of the woods yet. Let me just expand this. So we've got a triple peak of sorts. So that I guess is of some concern. So we need to take that out around. I guess 2000 is the key level right now. That might well cause a bit more of a correction. But yeah, I mean it's in the lap of the gods. I think we're going to see above 2000 before too long, but you might want to pause for breath first. Right, DAX down the market where we've got a possible third of a third coming in. So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could see a fourth wave coming in here, and then a fifth wave to complete 3. So let's actually move this thing here down to there. So 3 could end down there somewhere, and then we've got a 4 and a 5 coming in later. That would tend to confirm a major reversal, and this the next leg down would then be upon us. I mean, maybe it looks pretty solid as it is, because there's a pretty massive decline, very rapid action there, which would be the third of a third, and I say a bit of a bounce maybe early next week, and then more downside looks quite likely, I think. FTSE remains with this impulsive possible wave 1, a big ABC correction to here. Now we're going down again, but it could just be a big ABC on FTSE, A, B, C. That hasn't got the same impulsiveness as the DAX, but then if the DAX collapses, I think the FTSE will as well. I mean, this looks more like we might be seeing a low on FTSE, so there's quite a different pattern there really. It's a similar length to this, not quite as long, I don't think. So it looks more like an ABC rather than an impulsive move like we're seeing on the DAX. And finally, a look at the Dow, where we've got, well, again, betwixt and between. It looks like an ABC, in fact, A, B, C, with a fairly massive double bottom coming in yesterday. So the DAX is the odd man out at the moment. The DAX is giving definite impulsive looking signals, whereas FTSE and the Dow look more like they want to go up. It is a very strange period. I mean, the story is that all this is to do with money going into the markets to support them. Perhaps the DAX is missing out on that for some reason, but certainly this looks like a decent buy. I mean that's key support around 25,990. So if that were to break, that would shatter that particular illusion, as it were. At the moment, it looks quite solid, and it looks more like an ABC correction than an impulsive area. So I'm going to change that. So I'll do that now. In fact, just to. Okay, so it's now officially an ABC according to my chart. But of course, it all depends on what that holds. But obviously, that does look like quite a good reversal, and the correction never really achieved much anyway. So it is what it is. I say the fundamentals would not seem to support this at all, and the whole lockdown thing and the way the economies are going and the stories about food supplies being threatened. I mean, there's so much news around; it's hard to verify really. But certainly a lot of people must be suffering with having lost their jobs or having less income. I mean, bailouts are one thing, but they're not really good for the soul, perhaps. Anyway, I could blather on inanely for hours, but I think I'll call it a day. I hope that was useful. Again, a lot happening. I mean, the cryptos look very solid right now, and gold and gold maybe at that, obviously at 2,000 level. I think we could see a bit more of a sell-off from that point. But I think 2,000 will be behind us in the fairly short term to medium term. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.